for standing by. All right, we're ready to roll. Good evening, everyone. I've been looking forward to this evening so much for a long time, not just because last week we had a challenge, but because this is a really, really important time that we get to celebrate, congratulate, and honor someone who's made a huge difference in not just the Live Younger community, but all of LifeWave. And it is so wonderful when we get a new SPD. Yes. So Connie's sponsor is going to be introduced by Gregory, and then we're going to let Connie run with it because we don't want to get in the way of her saying all the wonderful wisdom she has to share with us this evening. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Gregory. And
well, thanks, Robin. And gosh, this is a night we've been waiting for. And I was thinking about before the call. That's the best time to plan the calls, before the call, right? Is when we started in LifeWave, we kind of make it a list of people that we know, love, and care for, and who we'd like to be in business with. And Harris is way up there at the top of that list. And we dripped on him for a while, and he went and checked out David. He invited David to his house, and, they broke bread together, and he put him in front of the most, brightest doctors and lawyers he could find. And David just was right there with it. And we were so delighted when Harris says, "Okay, I'm in." That was awesome, Harris. But the thing that comes to mind, the learning lesson here is it's not who you know, because we knew you, but it's who they know, because you knew Connie. And thank you. We bless the day that you introduced us to her. And I'm just going to turn it over to you. For everybody to know, Harris and I have been in business together over the last 30 plus years in many different companies. We built organizations with hundreds of thousands of people doing hundreds of millions in business, walked the beaches of the world together, and have started over a number of times. And I know Harris can attest to one of my adages: it's easy to find a place to stay, hard to find a home. And I think we've all found a home here with LifeWave. So Harris, I'll turn it over to you and give you the honors to introduce your first senior presidential director.
All right, Gregory. Well, I'm very excited about being certainly on this Zoom. It's very special to me in many ways. And, Gregory, you were mentioning that, it's interesting. Yes, you did. You did share this opportunity with LifeWave to me, but I did a lot of due diligence. I spent many months really, doing a deep dive. It was a very important decision because there's so many people's lives when you decide to plant your flag, and you got to make sure that, you look under the hood. And thanks to you and Robin, you guys were brilliant at really making a lot of things happen for me as far as giving me the information I needed. However, I will share that I am one that likes to have other people look at it too before I make a decision. And I only went to a couple people. It was a sensitive time. I was looking at a new home for a lot of people that were deserving of it. And the one person that I went to that I met really Connie, and I want to also congratulate Barry. Connie's an amazing leader. Barry is, an amazing support. He's the rock. He's the one, in my opinion, that empowers Connie to do so many of the amazing things she does. And I give him a lot of kudos as well. But when I met Connie and Barry back 8 or so years ago, Connie was one of those people, and we always try to figure out, who is that person that's going to show up. And, there's a lot of things we've heard, if the why's big enough, people will figure out the how to find somebody who has a big enough why, and really, get behind that person. And with Connie, it's interesting because there's also another factor. Sometimes it's the most busy, successful person who really doesn't have time to look at something part-time that doesn't necessarily need the money. Those are the people you should be also aware of, and people that you should share the opportunity with. And Connie's just been one of those people that when I met her, every challenge I gave Connie, she went above and beyond. She showed up. She took action. She proved anything that we were testing, whether it was customer acquisition or customer retention or anything that had to do with people and helping change their lives and giving them what they were looking for. And so when I was looking at LifeWave, the one thing I did is I went to Connie and said, Connie, do me a favor. I want you to look at this company. I want you to try these patches. And here's what, what's happening for a lot of people. I'd like you to talk to Robin and Gregory when the timing's right. And what did she do? She gave the patches actually to Barry. And thank goodness Barry had such an amazing result on the product that we went to a conference and everybody was asking Barry what he was doing differently. And, he really couldn't say it was the patches, but it was. And I really believe that Barry is one of the big reasons that Connie is with us today, because he had such extraordinary results on the X39. But I will share that Connie's been just an amazing partner of mine. Barry and her both have been. They've become incredible friends. Wherever you set the bar, it's never too high for Connie to try to throw her heart over it. And I think everyone that knows Connie, if it's on her team or cross team or up team, you will find that she's that person that's going to always look out for the greater good. She's an amazing team player. And she works as hard as or harder than anybody that you'll ever find. And that's while she's balancing a family and balancing her full-time career, owning a salon. She does it all. She's Superwoman. And so what can I say? Once we got Connie plugged in and got Connie clear on this opportunity, and thanks to all of your support, Gregory and Robin, you guys have been the very best up team I've ever had. I give you as many of the kudos for what you helped Connie become, because Connie's really never had a taste of developing a large business with other leaders. She's always been the best customer getter that I've ever seen. But the part that Connie's been striving for was to duplicate herself and create leadership and develop other people, not just somebody that would enjoy the benefits of the product. And she's done an amazing job. And she's done it with so many people that are heartfelt like her. They're healthcare professionals or people that care more about the mission than the commission. And she just gets right in there with them and it just has this amazing energy and ability to listen and look for ways to support so many different types of personalities that we run into in this business called relationship marketing. So it's definitely my privilege, my pleasure to turn this over and give, Connie, let's give her a global standing ovation for becoming a senior presidential director with Lifeway, but even more, changing literally thousands of lives in the process. So Connie, what can I say? I look up at you. I'm so happy that I was able to mentor you, and you just kind of I gave you the baton and you just ran right by me, and I love it. So congratulations! You deserve everything that you're getting, and even more. The fact that you've helped so many people, I think that's the part that I think that we're most proud of.
Harris, yeah, thank you. I appreciate every single solitary bit of it. And you're right to give kudos to Barry for a couple of reasons. And Harris, get back on here with your camera. You're right to give Barry the kudos. That's always kind of how this relationship has been, huh?
It has.
That when we were in a former company together, Barry looked at me one day and he said, Connie, you need to find someone that can teach you about this industry, somebody that can take you to the level you want to go. And he said, I think you should call Harris Williams. And you didn't know me. I was probably way down in depth from you. And I just called up and said, hey, if I need you, can I call you? And you're like, absolutely. And that was the beginning of it. We've always called Barry my voice of reason. There is without a doubt, a supportive spouse makes all the difference. He knows that a lot of times I get up in the morning, I come in here and I'm on Zooms and calls until I go to bed. And he said to me, as long as you come out of that room and you are laughing and smiling, I don't care what you do. And I'll come out and he'll go, oh, you were on the phone with Barbara, I could tell. Oh, you were talking to Ann, I can tell. And he knows because I enjoy what I do and I love my team. One of the things I have to say about this is it's not me as SPD. It truly, truly is an SPD team. And I just want to thank each and every single one of of my brand partners, my cross line, my upline, everybody. I mean, my goodness, there's no way, to your point. I took the mentorship you gave me and all you taught me about the industry, and then you handed me off to Robin and Gregory that took me to a whole different place. And that place really had a lot to do with even working on myself, becoming a better leader, becoming whatever I could become to support everybody. And I learned a lot of those skills from Robin and Gregory and getting those tools. So it wouldn't have happened without them. There's no way. And I wouldn't be here without you. We all know that. This team, do you remember when we had to, unfortunately, well, it's been the best thing that ever happened, but walk away from our past company. And you said, this is your time. Go and talk to people. And I said, you know what? I have 7 people I'm going to call. This is a big, big world. There's a lot of people out there, and I'm taking the nicest people I know. They weren't the absolute biggest income earners, the top leaders, any of that. They were the people I connected with, the people that I liked, the people I resonated with, and the people that I wanted to see have a healthier, better life. And 6 of those 7 followed. And that's how we started building a team, was right there at that point.
No doubt about it. Yeah, and I think that's a credit to not only you, but also all of your team. I mean, I got a chance to see a lot of them a week ago, and they really do. I mean, they walk their talk, and I think that's what I love most about you, is that you walk your talk, and you show up. You're going to work as hard or harder than everyone out there. And again, I mean, hey, look, it's I always saw it in you, and I knew it was going to happen, and you just kept learning and growing, and you just you had such an appetite to be really a true servant leader. And the 2 servant leaders that I always looked up to were Gregory and Robin. So it was a perfect match.
It was. And, one of the things that I saw is I used to watch, and I talked to some of the directors about this. I used to watch in the previous company, and I would watch people go up on stage, and we've all seen it happen. They go up and they're always about the 1%ers. They're always about, they taproot down, which I'd like you and me to go into. They taproot down into, and they only do it to somebody who's a superstar, and everybody else is collateral damage to get out of their way. And that really bothered me. And it bothered me that people weren't put up on stage and they weren't valued for what they brought to the company. A lot of these people were doctors. They were professionals. They were speakers, motivational speakers. They were teachers. They were people with so much value. And maybe this wasn't their first career choice, right? This was just something they enjoyed doing. But yet they were told, if you don't get to the top, then you're not important, which is 100% not true. And so one of the things that was important to me is that every single person on our team was valued for what they brought and what they wanted to do with it. Some people wanted to make it a career. Some people are passionate about making, a retirement income, things like that. But other people aren't. They're just wanting to be part of the community. And you taught me a lot about that and just bringing people into the community. And so what I have noticed is people on our team may not be the top volume producers, but they're the first ones to show up to say, hey, I'll sit at the registration desk. They're the first one to say, I'll make that flyer. I'll look for an event, a venue for you. They're team players. And that's why this team has succeeded. It's not because of me. It's because all of those people counted and joined in. I've also heard a few brand partners say to me, as they knew I was going for a SPD run, they would say, well, my volume really doesn't matter. And I'm like, I'm here to tell you, every customer, every brand partner, every single product order, everybody matters. There isn't one that doesn't. And so I think that's the team that we built. And that's why I say this is an SPD team. This isn't just me hitting SPD as a rank. So what do you and I do so well with this is you taught me to taproot down. Can you share what you did you had a story that you shared to me that really taught me how to look down and where to spend my time and energy, because we're loving on everybody. Gregory's created an incredible tools. Robin's, they've created together this beautiful community where everybody collaborates and works together and people can plug in. But to develop a business, you still have to find who are the ones that are wanting to run now, wanting to put forth the energy now that the timing's right for them. So you told me about how you've done that in previous businesses, and then I can share what I did in this one.
Sure. Well, I think you're actually a great example of it. It was kind of a reverse taproot. You kind of taprooted up, but
that works too.
But I do find that so often, we meet somebody and we see the potential in them, and you hear people all the time go, "Oh, I met my next, presidential director, or I met my next director or manager," and then I'll share with them. I'll say, "Well, did you really sit down with them to find out what their why is, or reasons are, what their goals are, what they're willing to do to get it? What if there's income as a motivator or lifestyle as a motivator? Did you really take time to do a planning session with them?" And I think that's the number one thing I notice that people skip, because they just think that people are just automatically going to see this amazing opportunity and amazing product, and they're just going to, somehow just go out and manifest it on their own. But life gets in the way. And so one of the things that happens is people procrastinate, right? We've all done that. But the sooner you can get with a new person, Connie, and sit down with them and go through a planning session within the first 72 hours, it's kind of that game of checkers or chess, whatever you like to play or know how to play. And you're making a move in their behalf. And the move in their behalf is that you're helping find out what they want, why they're doing this, and what their reasons are and what their goals are. And then you're giving them you're making the move in their behalf to say, "Great, Connie, so you want all these things. So here's what I'd like you to do. Let's get some people that you love, know and care about. They're leaning forward in health or want to build a business or want purpose. And let's go ahead and start putting the LifeWave opportunity in front of them. And let's see where they resonate, what they do next." If someone doesn't do anything and you keep feeling like you're chasing them, that's a clue. But if someone says, "Yes, I want this, I see the opportunity," then I'm going to, if you invited that person in a three-way to me, then I'm going to let you know that we should both be doing a planning session with them so you can see how it's done. And if you don't show up, I'm still going to go down and work with that person. And that's probably the biggest mistake, is that someone introduces you or does a three-way or a Zoom, and then you just automatically think it's going to happen by osmosis. It doesn't. It happens because you're loving on someone. They're starting to trust you because you're taking an interest in them. And guess what? Sometimes life gets in the way for whatever reason. The timing's not right. They don't see it or want it now. And you've made 2 or 3 moves. Maybe they're not returning your calls or your text, your emails. That happens. And I'll let them know. I'll call them back and say, "Connie or Gregory, whoever it is we're working with, hey, look, I want you to know I believe in you, but this is not a good time to build your business. Just let me know. I won't bug you. I won't chase you." And a lot of times someone will say, "Hey, I'm so sorry. Something happened. I'm ready to get back after it." Other times people will say, "Timing's not right for me." What that does is it lets me know sooner than later, is this somebody I should be working with? I think the hardest thing in this business is when to hold on, when to let go. You keep holding on to people that don't see it and want it now. And we do that all the time. It's just part of our makeup. But if you get right in there and ask them, and you actually, if they agree, and then they also agree that, "Hey, look, every time I make a positive move on your behalf, you're going to make one in yours," then you've got movement, you've got life. And that's the lifeblood of this business and the lifeblood of creating a relationship. And once that trust is there and you see someone is showing up, they're bringing new people, they're following the system, they're utilizing the team, they're learning, they're getting on these Zooms, then you got somebody. And you're going to chase their business. You're going to be there for everyone they know, and you're going to be down there with them, meeting everybody. And what ends up happening is you create a strong chain of leadership. I did that with Gregory and Robin over and over and over with you. And then you did that with your team. And it's just a brilliant way to never run out of people. But more importantly, you find people in depth. It's never been the one person. I don't know how many levels down you were in our down team, but I think it was a lot. I think it was probably 8 or 9 or 10 levels down. Imagine that. And when I found you, I was like, wow, I'm going to stick right with Connie, right with Barry. And you just kept introducing new people. That's the beauty of taprooting. And what ends up happening for all those people that were in between us, some of them are going to turn back on again because they're going to go, wow, who's this Connie and Barry? I didn't even know they existed. And the fire burns from the bottom up. And so the more you take an interest in people and don't just stop with the person that you made the contact with, the invitation with, keep moving through everyone you bring in, doing the same thing over and over and over again, you're going to find those diamonds and presidential directors and senior presidentials. And some of them are going to be really deep. And what's going to happen is that you're going to see other people between you and them start to take an interest because they see it works.
Well, you had one, actually. You had Janet Kiefer.
That's right.
Between me and Janet, you became SPD and Janet wasn't personally sponsored by you. She was in depth and she reached up too. So it's a perfect example. And then that gets the people above her going, I got a presidential down there. Maybe I ought to be doing something, right? So the same thing happened. One of the things that I've seen too with this that ties in, and I want to thank the cross team because first of all, the power of the patch, some of the tools we have, without collaborating with Janet and Gregory, there is no way that could have happened. Without me being the irritating nudge to say, hey, let's do this, they might not have ever done it, right? And then you look at Liz and you look at Judy Daniels, and Liz and Judy Daniels and Gregory and the websites they've created and the training tools. And I remember going to Gregory at one point saying, we need an onboarding video, because I was watching Barbara Lippincott, Ann Moreau, many of my leaders spending hours onboarding not just their people, but their people's people and their people's people, right? It was just a lot. And so by Judy and Gregory creating a 20-minute onboarding video that's in Live Younger Success, I will tell everyone the first thing I do, somebody new comes in and we get them all set up, we get them their app, we start that number 1 of the 1, 2, 3, go. But their homework is to go back and watch the onboarding video. It's a 20-minute onboarding video. And I say, once you've watched that, call me and we'll schedule your planning session. That's so awesome. Now what you've done is all of a sudden you've eliminated the people who are kind of like, I don't want to take the time to watch a 20-minute video. Right. So you find out what they want. Maybe what they want is health. Great. How can we support you? You know what? We have a couple of great Zooms and calls as a team that we do every week that can support you towards your health goals. I want to work on personal development. Great. We can key you into this tool on the team that's going to do that. What all of you taught me that I didn't have before is my business before was totally about me being the expert. It was me being the person that sold, in a sense, the product, right? It was never about creating tools and team and pointing to something else and letting them be the ones that do everything. So we key them into the onboarding, we get them going, and then we start on their list. And again, to your point, if I don't see it, I have my whiteboard. Tom always says when I'm talking to him on a Zoom, I'm always going like this. And it's because my whiteboard is over here. And I can look up at any point and tell you my personally sponsored, it's not all my personally sponsored people. It's the ones that want to work and the ones that want something and have a goal. And I look at each of them, and then I see who are their main people on their left. Who are they have on their right? Who do those people have? Oh, this one dropped off. This one said they were going to do it. They're not going to do it anymore. Off the board. Who else do we have?
That hurt. I don't want to go off your board.
You don't want to go off the board, no. So it basically is just looking down and seeing, and it's okay if life gets in the way. It's okay if things happen. Meet them where they are, accept them and love them, and then just be there, because they show back up when they're ready. And then you just plug back in and work with them there. So I just am thankful for your mentorship through the years. I'm thankful you put me in the loving care of Robin and Gregory in this amazing community. And then no way in the world could I do it without each and every one of my top leaders and the community they're bringing in. So when you look at people tell you they don't know anybody, it's not who you know, it's who do the people you know, and who do they know? When Anne Moreau came in, when Barbara Lippincott came in, when Robin Hoffman came in, when Valerie and Paul came in, when Barbara Fonz came in, when as I list off my people, when those people came in, they brought the most amazing, heartfelt people to the team. Yeah. And then those people, because of who they were, brought the most amazing, heartfelt people to the team. And that's really what's duplicated down into this.
Yeah, and I'd like to add the human connection, because I really do believe that, people buy you, they buy into you, they buy into your leadership, they buy in your heart. They're looking for something positive in their life. And so often, we just think that, the patches will sometimes just miraculously do all the work, and they can. I've seen that happen, or David will, or the opportunity will, but more often than not, it's the glue is your team, it's your family, it's the community, it's growing together, it's taking your eyes off yourself, wanting it more for them than you do yourself. And I have found that when you do that and you get down and you connect with people, that's the glue. There is something so healing about that and so powerful. And that's what keeps people in. That's what keeps people growing. It's not just, throwing a tool at them or a video at them or making one exposure and then moving on. It's that you're always down there helping. If they want help, you're there for them. And I think that's what the miracle of relationship building and our business is all about. And so often I think we get too caught up in, maybe just the science of it, but it's really more of an art form. And it's that human connection that you're making when people trust you because you've taken an interest in them. That hasn't happened a lot in most people's lives. People that are really successful, that have maybe been millionaires or have had success like Robin and Gregory have, they don't usually spend time with people like that in the real world. But this is a world where people are getting that kind of attention. Look at like this evening and everything and everybody that's on this Zoom. That's what I love about it. And that's the piece that, that really is hard to explain because humans are complicated. But I can tell you, they're looking to connect. They're looking to find their tribe. They're looking to find people they can trust in this crazy world we're living in. This is the magic of taprooting and taking the time to get to know somebody.
Absolutely. And I'm going to give one more shout out before we give this back to Robin and Gregory. We talked about, Robin had mentioned it. It truly is the Jim Rohn saying, work twice as hard as you on yourself as you do on your business because you are your business. Yeah. And that was a big piece. That was something that I was constantly striving to do. And I'm going to give a shout out to JJ Joshua, to Terry Warner, to all the amazing people. Robin seems to know everybody who ever existed in this world when it comes to personal development and growth, and introducing me to each and every one of those, to where I found the coaches that were a fit for me and the people that I needed to basically get myself out of my way. And when I started some of that work, it was before I went presidential director a year ago. And it was essentially, I was sitting at maybe executive, and I went to go work and started working on myself, and everything changed. Everything changed from there. So that's a huge piece of this community. It's a huge piece of what we do and how we work as well.
Yes, it is.
So thank you for finding me a home.
Oh, it was totally my pleasure.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure it was now.
It always has been, Connie.
Harris put all the hard work in the early days with me. The poor guy was going through massive health issues himself, and he'd be sitting there and I'd be calling him up. So he earned every bit of it as I learned what this industry was about.
God bless you, because you are coachable, and and you keep reaching up, and that's the one thing, you're very awake and you're aware, and that's what you look for. You look for people that are open to change, because face it, you have to change in this business. You have to become, at least reserve the right to be a little better tomorrow than you were today. And, and growth is a big part of it. And that's, I think, the most, for me, I love that part about you, is that you've really, wanted to grow. You've been very coachable, and you're such a team player. And again, congratulations. Couldn't be prouder. There you go.
We'll give it back to you guys.
All right.
Oh, that was
Connie,
so
after the talk about this whiteboard, I think we should have a Connie whiteboard team, celebration, because I probably everybody on the call wants to be on your whiteboard.
They don't want to get off your whiteboard either.
That's right. Yeah, that's oh, guys.
Well, thank you guys so much, because you are embodying what this business is really about. It is, the chapter that Gregory and I wrote in this book recently is we grow people. And that's, our profession is a safe place for people to grow in their potential. And Connie, you just did the deep work. I mean, you got in there where it takes a lot of courage to do the kind of work you've done on yourself. It's not easy work, everyone, but the payoff is magnificent. You get to be more of who you are in the world, and you just have been blossoming. And I remember those early days when I was asking you about your biggest check and learning that you had no leverage. And I said, it's going to be different here. Remember?
Yes.
I said, we're going to build you a team, and you're going to get some freedom here, girl.
And Barbara Fonz just said something I was thinking about the whole time. And I told her, and my team knows this about me. We have two traditional businesses. We didn't have to do it. Yes. Do we like, earning an income for retirement? Absolutely. But it wasn't something we had to do. And I said to her, and I said to others, if I can't do this with joy and ease, I'm not going to do it. And that's why specifically the people that I work with, the people that have brought into my team, you will always see our team. We had a team meeting that Anne led earlier today, an amazing training. And you're always going to see people laughing and having fun. That is what we do.
Yes, it is.
The most fun wins.
What I'm learning.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's magnetic. So honey, you want to say anything final before they leave?
Well, I think you've said it all. God bless you. What a wonderful team you became before we got to meet you. And it was wonderful to hear some of the background, that led up to the opportunity for us to meet you, and kind of then move together from there and to where we are. And God only knows where we're going, but it's so wonderful to be in business and community and opportunity together with you guys. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, Robin and Gregory. That's all I got to say. We're a lot of gratitude.
Me too.
For your friendship and your leadership, and
our pleasure.
Endless support.
It's my favorite part.
Leading by example. Thank you.
Yes, it is.
Well, we won't keep everybody long. There's a few things on the newsletter that we probably want to share. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick. And the first thing on the newsletter is just a big congratulations for Connie. Woohoo! Yeah, awesome job. I do want to point out there's some fun things in today's newsletter, and one of them is a revised daily action plan. Not many changes, but in discussing with a lot of our leaders, some people are intimidated. God, contact 3 people, follow up 3 people, invite 3 people, raise 4 kids, work 2 jobs, some people's lives are already pretty full. And we like to say you have to fit this business in where it fits. So we came to the realization on our director's call last week that the 222 and the 111 are okay. And that's the way it might need to be for some people. You need to make a commitment based on your time and your commitment. So this new daily action plan diagram that Judy Daniel created is beautiful, but she put it right in here. There's a success tip at the bottom. Success is not magical, it's mathematical. So practice the daily 3-3-3 or the 2-2-2 or the 1-1-1 based on your time and commitment, but be consistent. Make a decision, make a commitment that you're going to at least, if you can't contact one person a day, do one follow-up and invite one person to a Zoom or a Power of the Patch or a 3-way call, maybe you are really just a customer, right? And that's okay. We love customers. But if you want to build a business, you know, and it kind of goes along with the good, better, best. It's good if you do the 1-1-1. It's better if you do the 2-2-2. But if you really want to move your business into gear, the fastest growing groups in the company are practicing the 3-3-3 daily action plan. And that's why, and it fits right in with our daily method of operation that we've been teaching for the last couple of years since the InTouch app came out. But so I'm really excited. Thank you, Judy Daniel, for putting this together. I think it's a nice addition, and everybody can click here, download it, and I'd suggest paste it on the mirror in your bathroom, put it on the dashboard in your car, you know, put it around your house, put it on the refrigerator, put it in your office above your desk and on your computer, wherever it goes. But, you know, just live with that. If you'll live with that for 30 days, you'll develop a habit, and you need to work it in to become a habit. And success will grow and go and truly be yours. So we have the replay of David from last week. Robin, you want to talk briefly about that?
I do. Well, David did an amazing, as always. I mean, we are so blessed to get the education from the master, and talking about heart health. February is Heart Health Month. It's Heart Month. And, you know, he talks about many dimensions of heart health. And of course, patches are included, but lifestyle, he always brings in lifestyle. So make sure if you haven't seen it, you can click on the link. It'll take you to LifeWave Business Builders. You do need to be in that Facebook group to get that link to work. We will have the YouTube very soon. The company takes a while for their YouTube to come out, and typically we have it a little sooner, but we weren't able to get it yet, but it's coming soon. But you can go to LifeWave Business Builders or click on that link.
Great. And so then we have our regular calls. Monday morning, we had a Monday morning miracle call, and if you missed it, it's available on replay. But every Monday, it's a great way. We had over 100 people on the call this morning, sharing stories and inspiration, and it's just such a great way to start the day and start the week. And tomorrow night, we have one of our favorites. We have many favorites, but she is certainly one of them. Robin, do you want to talk about the call tomorrow night?
Yes, every Tuesday night we have an introduction to LifeWave with a focus on X39, the star of the show. It's a great place to bring guests. The whole call is a half hour, and then there's some Q&A. We run a little bit over in the Q&A, and Dr. Barbara is going to be with us. We have one of our healthcare practitioners that joins us, and I've learned so much from this woman. I am so grateful, and always a gift to have her. So bring your guests, show up, and you'll get to learn some wonderful things.
So that's pretty much. So
the spin.
So I just want to say congratulations to Robin Hoffman, who successfully kicked off the new Canadian, the relaunch of the Canadian Thursday evening opportunity webinars. So you can just go to robinzoom.com, and that's for Robin Hoffman, who's hosting and kind of spearheading that.
I do want to say we have several Canadian leaders, and everyone's working together beautifully to do those calls together. And the company, although they finished doing their Canadian webinars, the Live Younger community has continued, and the company's being supportive of that. And they are offering free product for people. They give a gift at the end of the program, and it's only 20-25 minutes. So a great place to bring your guests, keep that momentum in Canada going. We don't have that much longer before there's more products available in Canada. And thank you everyone for showing up and supporting our wonderful Canadian brand partners. And thank you, Robin. Okay, so are you ready for the spin?
Are you?
I am.
Go for it.
So last week, because of technical difficulties, we didn't have a spin. So we put together the people that put your stories in Vibrant Living, and we put you on a list, and you get to be part of the spin. So we're going to have 2 winners tonight, not 1, but 2. And so we're going to spin twice. And unfortunately, I'm the only one who gets to hear it, but you get to watch it. So I will put the spin up, and we'll see who our winners are this evening for a sleeve of X39. It's your stories that inspire other people to share with their friends and loved ones. And that's why stories, this is a business. The best storytellers that tell the most stories, the most powerful short stories, have the biggest businesses. Hold on for our winners. And the winner is, okay, the first winner is Michaeline. And please, Michaeline, send me a messenger or email or something, your snail mail address, so I can get your sleeve of X39 in the mail to you to go forth and multiply. And it's now time for the next winner. And I am going to spin again. And the winner is, dun, dun, dun. Ta-da, it's Brenda B. Okay, so I want both of your addresses, and I'll get that off in priority mail tomorrow. I think that's it, honey.
I think we've done it. And we did 2 spins because last week we didn't get one. So this was 2 weeks worth of success. So congratulations, everyone.
Yes.
And congratulations again, Connie. What a contribution to the leadership, the global leadership of LifeWave that you are.
Yes. And we're going to go to Italy together. I love that.
Team.
To the team of Connie and Barry Lucas, and Barry in support role. And I do want to say, one time he came up to me in tears, and he said, "Robin, thank you for bringing me my wife back. She's happy again."
Oh.
And it just it made me cry. So we are thrilled to have you in our community, Connie, and you are a gift to the entire LifeWave global community, and blessed to have you. So thank you, everyone, for joining us this evening. We're grateful that you stuck around a little longer. And the comments, Connie, I hope you read them, because they're fabulous and they're for you. And we're thrilled. Congratulations. And we'll see you soon, everybody.
All right. Good night, everyone.